Hi there, freshmen. It's Evelyn with Housing and Residence Life. Just doing our last video for step 3 of the housing application, where you get to go out and pick your bed space for fall. This is a relatively simple process, but we wanted to walk you through a couple little things because it can get tricky if you're new to our system. So up on the screen now is just the welcome page to the application. By now you should be pretty familiar with this screen. You've had to come back and forth from here quite a few times. You can get here through the various links that we've sent to you. We're going to send you a link to this page in your lottery email, so you'll have fast access to that. Or you can go to our web page and navigate to the application section and click on the links within there to get access to the application. So once you're signed in, you're going to go back into the application like you have been by clicking on Start Application and then selecting the academic year 2017-2018. And you're going to see something new. So as of your lottery date and time, you'll see these last couple pages will populate. So until your lottery date and time, when you log in here, if you try to click on these pages, it will say right here that these pages are not accessible to you until a certain date and a certain time, which is your lottery date and time, and it does give it to you in military time just as a warning. So upon your lottery date and time, this section will open up to you. If for some reason you don't automatically open up to this page, you land somewhere back here, don't worry about it. You can just click through these pages, or use this little arrow here to navigate over to this page. That's fine. You can click anywhere in here to navigate back and forth. So before you do get started on selecting your room, there is a couple things I do want you to double check. So if you're interested in a living, learning, or theme community, double check that you have said yes over here to wanting to be in a living, learning, theme community. So at the bottom of the page you would have selected yes here, and then at the bottom of this page you would have selected the community of your choice here. By making a selection on this page, this gives you a little link in the back side of your application that gives you access to place yourself within these communities. Without this little flag given on this page, it won't give you access. So just a little double check. If you're interested, make sure you did that. So when you're ready, when you get to this page at your lottery date and time, you should have a couple things ready to go. You should know where you want to live, so that would be your first choice. And you definitely want to have a second and probably a third choice as a backup, just in case your first choice is full or you're unable to get in there for whatever reason. You also want to make sure that you're eligible for the building you want to live in. If you thought BEST was really cool, you need to make sure that you're eligible for BEST, that you had a 3.3 or higher, or you're in the honors college. So definitely make sure your eligibility is all set. On this first page, you can see that within the room search wizard, we've got different sections. So we're going to work through these sections. So we start with building, and then we'll move to section, which is actually, you can think about this as floor, and then we'll go to room base, and then we'll actually go to our beds, and then we'll flip over to doing meal plans. So on this building page, you can see here is that we've got all the different residence halls that you can choose from. Pay close attention to the descriptions here. Within these descriptions, it tells you where they're located, whether or not the spaces are open during university breaks. So if you need break housing, you definitely want to pick something that says this hall is open during university breaks. It also lists if there is any living, learning, theme communities in these halls. So this should help you navigate to where you want to be if you're unsure which building you should go into. So all of them are listed here. You don't want to use this continue button at the bottom because that's not going to help you at all. So you actually are going to click on whatever building you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that's going to give us an error, just so you can see what an error looks like. So I'm just going to click on BEST, and my test user is not eligible for BEST, but I'm going to try to get into BEST anyway. So I clicked on BEST, and when you go to the section right here, it actually shows you the different floors in BEST. And how it breaks it down is it gives you the floor, and if there's any special things about each floor, if there's a living, learning, theme community, if it's a single gender, anything like that will be listed by floor. In this next section here, it shows you the number of single beds and the number of double beds. As a freshman, you're not eligible for single beds, so even if it does show something here, if you're looking in the towers, you can just ignore that. You need to look how many double beds are available because that's the spaces that you have to choose from. So I'm like, yay, I'm going to try to get into best, and I'm going to try to put myself here on the second floor. So what you do is you click on the floor you want to get into, and it highlights in this golden yellow color. And then you click continue. If I scroll down a little bit, you can see that it gives me no options. So the standard error message here is there's no available rooms found on this floor. Please go back to select another. So there's a couple different reasons you can get this error message. You can get this if you're not eligible. So I'm not eligible for best, so that's why I got this error message. If you didn't select the living, learning, or theme community, as I showed you earlier in the application, you would get the same error message. Or if there were no gendered spaces available for my gender on that floor, it would also give me that error message. So a couple different reasons you would get that, but that's what that error message looks like, and those are the potential reasons you'd get that. But you shouldn't get that error message if you know what you're looking for in the first place. So to get back, you can either click this little back arrow, or you can just click back to buildings, whatever's easiest for you. So I'm going to scroll down to Hill Hall now. So Hill Hall, you can see here, and I should note too, the description of the hall is repeated here at the top, just as a reminder for you. In Hill Hall here, you can see we've got the different floors listed out, and then we've got some communities listed here, so you can see what different living, learning, and theme communities look like. In Hill Hall, I'm not very interested in that one. Let me go back here. I'd like to show you what some single genders look like. So let's see here. Let's go into Phelps. Phelps, one of those freshman only halls. So as you can see here, Phelps 4th floor, single gender, female only. Phelps ground floor, single gender, male only. So that's how, if a floor is a single gender only, that's how it's denoted and how it's how we make it easy for you to find. So these other floors, these are single gender by suite. And then the other one that is going to be a single gender by floor that I'm sure you're aware of is Wise Hall. So Wise Halls are community bathroom halls with the wonderful new air conditioning. So we've got those listed out by what type of floor they are, so it makes it a little easier for you to navigate through this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and build or book a room now. So I am interested in going into Phelps because I'm a freshman and I want a traditional first year experience. So I'm going to go in here. Okay, and so I don't want a single gender floor because that just doesn't sound good to me. So I'm going to try for the 3rd floor here. It's not too high, it's not too low. Sounds good to me. So again, I click on the floor that I want, highlights it in gold, and then I'll click continue. Now we're at the room level. And as you can see here, we've got tons of available rooms, and it gives us a floor plan. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here and then drag so we can see this a little better down to where it starts. Okay, so this is where it can get a little confusing. So how this works is it shows you all the rooms that are available, the gender of the room, and then how many bed spaces are available out of the total number of beds. And there's this little key down here to help you if you do forget that, but that's how this works. So if we're looking at the picture here and kind of looking at this, we can see Phelps 301, 301, and 303 are a suite together, all right? And that's a female suite. If you click on these little magnifying glasses, it gives you a little bit more information about the suite, and it also gives you a floor plan if you do want to look at that. But it also shows you that nobody else is in the room or the suite, so you can see that all of this is empty, which does confirm 301, 303, there's 2 bed spaces available there, and there's 2 bed spaces available there. So if I had a roommate, if I had a confirmed roommate and was in a group of 2, you definitely want to be looking for spaces that have 2 bed spaces available of 2 beds, because obviously you want to have 2 spaces available for you and your roommate. If you're going into this without a roommate and are just looking for 1 space, you can put yourself anywhere you'd like, but I would definitely recommend you look for a space that has 1 of 2 available. That way you can kind of look who's in those spaces. If this was 1 of 2, you could still click on this little magnifying glass, and whoever was in the room's name would show up here, and you could click on their name here and learn more about them. You'd be able to see how they would answer their roommate matching questions, and you'd be able to read their roommate matching profile that they wrote. So you'd be able to learn about them and kind of figure out whether or not they'd be a good roommate for you or not. And you'd also be able to do that with any suite mates if there were suite mates listed there as well. So that's a good way to find a roommate if you don't have a roommate already. So to book a room, what you can do is you just click on the space that you want and then click continue. You can see now we're in the bed section, almost there. So what now it basically says is, hey, you've got 5 minutes to assign yourself to the space that you selected on the last page. And it's just because it's me, I'm only booking 1 bed. So in room 301 that I selected on the previous page, there's 2 bed spaces, and I can either take the first bed space or the second bed space. One isn't any different or better than the other. It just doesn't matter whichever one I pick. If you have a roommate, confirmed roommate, and you guys are together, both of you will actually show up on this page, and one of you will be assigned to the 1 space, the -1, and then the other one would be assigned to the -2 space. So again, whatever one you want to do is fine. You'll just select the one, and then you click continue. All right, and you've booked your room. It was that easy. So the next step in here is your meal plan selection. So if you're still unsure what meal plan you want to do, you can click here and that will take you out to the dining website and you can learn a bit more about them. But you've got your 3 meal plans there. The anytime, as a reminder, is the all you care to eat in the commons, so you can go in and out of the commons as much as you want. And then you've got those other card swipes that you can use across campus. And then the 19 per week are the different, you can have the 19 swipes per week or the 2 swipes per day, and those also have the different amount of flex dollars with them. So definitely go to the dining website if you need some more help on those. But just know that whatever you select here today, this is what we'll go with for starting. But you do have the first 2 weeks of the semester to kind of make up your mind. So if you get here in the fall, in the first couple of days, you're just not feeling your meal plan, or you don't have enough to eat, or you're just wasting it, you can come to the housing office in the lower level of Downing Hall, and we can help you figure out what's going to be better for you and make modifications and either, change from anytime to the 2 per day, 19 to the anytime, whatever's going to be better for you. So during the first 2 weeks of the semester, we can do that, but after that first 2 weeks, you're locked into what you have. So just be conscious of what you have when you first arrive, and make some changes if necessary. Try to do it within the first week. That would be the best. So whatever you want to do, go ahead and make that selection, and then click to continue. And then this next page is just a confirmation page, really nothing there. Just hit continue. And then you're done. So when you hit this application status page, you're done. You can scroll down, you can see you've applied, you've got your contract signed, you've got your application complete, you can see your room reservations. I just reserved Phelps 301, I'm in a double. Here's me, I just booked my space, and then I didn't have a roommate, obviously. And so that space is empty. If I did book a roommate, that roommate would show up there, and then the other side of the suite is empty. After we do the rest of the room assignments from those that weren't eligible to participate in room selection, you'll get information on who your suite mates are, or who your roommate is, in early August, and you'll be able to come back into this section and get their contact information through here to make contact with them before the semester starts. So if you have any problems whatsoever going through the book your room section. Please give us a call. The office number is 734-487 1300. Our office is open from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. and there's always staff here available that can help you with this. The best people to ask for are myself. Again, my name is Evelyn. You can ask for Jim or you can ask for Colleen. We'll help you get through this. If for some reason you book your room just like I have and you're like, I'd rather go out and select something else, you do have to give us a call because we'll have to cancel that booking, and then your book your room page will pop back up and you can go back out and try again if you'd like to do that. But yeah, have fun. Go ahead and go through it. Take your time. Don't rush. You do have the whole week through the 30th to do this. So again, if you have questions, concerns, are stressed out, are trying to get into special areas and are just having problems, please give us a call. We're here for you. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps, and we're excited to see you this fall. Thanks.